All right, 9:50. Let's go ahead. I'm recording this so people could watch this later. I might post this on YouTube. Starting off with the dollar index. All right, we've had this new day opening gap on our charts for a while. Between that candle's close and this candle's open on the daily chart. That right there is your new day opening gap. All right, and if you've been keeping up with the weekly forecast, I've been having this sell side as my draw on liquidity for a while now. And lately, trading up inside this fair value gap, these last two consecutive up close candles before this rotation lower, that is a bearish order block, trading into the low of that there. And then, of course, that new day opening gap. I want, excuse me, I want to see all of that act as resistance, take us lower into our sell side. We may not get this until NFP, but bearish on dollar. This is my draw on liquidity. Let's go into, we actually have a pretty large new day opening gap here as well. Between this candle's close, that candle's open, that is a new day opening gap. So I'm going to have that on my chart. That'll be pretty influential on price. All right, hourly chart. I want to see us get below this lower new day opening gap, treat it as resistance, and then reach for our sell side here. So that's my draw. We already cleared the buy side above this high, trading to consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. We rallied up, failed to take out this high. It looks like we're working lower, but I want to see us get below this new day opening gap down here. All right, 15-minute, pretty much the same thing. Sell side resting beneath this low. That's my draw. Intraday for the morning and possibly the PM session, but we have to get below that new day opening gap. So that's about it for dollar. No need to go lower for that. Let's take a look at the Dow. All right, weekly chart. I shared, I think that was for the premium members, but I shared this, how we're trading inside of these volume imbalances, which are also new week opening gaps. Okay, trading to all of that there. Also had this down close candle before this rotation higher, which is a bullish order block. We traded into that last week. And if we drop down to the daily, you can see us getting some displacement, so that's nice. Trading inside this fair value gap here, but I'm bullish. I'm not expecting a reversal or retracement from here. My draw on liquidity for Dow would be this premium fair value gap up here. Likely to not get that today, but I'm bullish on the Dow. Maybe. I have to check. I'm not sure if we have news. I haven't checked the calendar. See if we get some volatility. But bullish on the Dow. We have this balanced price range here. Single pass down, single pass up. Okay, these two fair value gaps here creates a balanced price range. Traded into it there. Down close candles, a bullish order block. Working mean threshold, not taking out this low. And you can see us clearly bullish. That's pretty much it for Dow. It's just going straight up. Let's take a look at ES. All right, so ES is trading at all-time highs. So whenever we're in a situation like this, pretty easy to read the daily chart because there's no price action looking left unless we were to retrace into this area here. But pretty much all we have for ES is our current new day opening gap between yesterday's close or yesterday's break at 5 p.m. and it resumes trading at 6. That's your new day opening gap. But you can simply just get that by using the separation on your daily candles. So the open is 67.75. Right there. All right, so that's pretty much all the levels I'm going to have on the daily chart for ES. It's this current new day opening gap that we're trading in. Okay, these levels are really important to have on your chart. You can see us consolidating around that. 15-minute chart. Okay, trading into it there. We also have clean highs. I think these highs are really clean. We did trade above these equal highs by like a couple handles, but to me, I'm seeing this as a retail triple top, which is just way too smooth. So I would like to see this ran out. And it's way too clean. Short-term draw for higher prices, but I want to see that ran out before we do anything else. And we have about 4 minutes till 10 o'clock, so let's go ahead and hop to the Nasdaq. All right, Nasdaq, same situation here. Trading at all-time highs. Our daily target was hit yesterday, which is beautiful. And we don't really have any price action looking left, so pretty much all we have to work with is this old swing high. That's also a PD array. So daily old swing high. All right, and I'll go ahead and outline our current new day opening gap if we were to make higher prices, which is this candle's closed, that candle's open. Sure. Yep. All right, hourly chart. You can see us consolidating around that new day opening gap. Breaking down. We do have a small fair value gap in here. I'll watch how we trade there. $15-minute, not much to analyze. Consolidating and obviously breaking lower. 5-minute and 1 minute. And that's it. Let's take a quick look at Forex. See what Forex is doing. Euro dollar. Okay, taking out sell side, fair value gap. Looking somewhat bullish. Let's take a look at the pound. Oh, it's being laggy. Come on, TradingView. There we go. Okay. So possibly showing signs of bullishness for the Forex pairs. Let's see if USD CAD looks bearish, which it does, so that's good. If dollar's looking bearish, Forex pairs that have the dollar paired first in their symbol, you want to see those move with the dollar. And Forex pairs that have dollar paired second in its name, those want to move in the opposite direction of the dollar. So Euro USD should be moving opposite of the dollar. USD CAD and like dollar yen, those should be moving with the dollar. All right, and that's pretty much it for our higher time frame analysis. We're gonna wait, see what we get in this 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hour. It is Thursday of non-farm payroll week. I don't trade Thursdays of NFP week. Right, if you take a look at my trading plan, I've never encouraged pressing the button on days like today. Tends to be harder to read, low probability. So we're just gonna tape read, go over price. and use today to get better so we don't waste a day. Oh, let me check the calendar real quick. What's my average win rate monthly? Oh, that was you who commented on my YouTube channel. I saw it when I woke up, but I don't keep track of my win rate anymore. I used to, like my first year and a half. But I found myself like putting too much emphasis on my win rate and like my risk to reward. So I just stopped keeping track, and I focus more on my monthly percentage, which I go for at least 6% a month. 6% a month, which is 1.5% a week. I risk 0.5% a trade, so I need an average 3-to-1 risk to reward. 3-to-1 risk to reward a week gives me 1.5%, which gives me 6% a month. But you maintain a journal. I do have a journal, but I don't track my win rate. My journal consists of like the daily screenshots channel in this Discord, where I have all the screenshots of the AM session. I have all of that in my journal. And then I also journal personal stuff about my life. Kind of like a diary, if you want to call it that. But yeah, I go over my my returns at the end of the month. That's pretty much it. But as far as trading goes, it's the same thing. Just fair value gap, volume imbalance to liquidity. Target buy side, sell side, premium, discount, fair value gap. That's pretty it. Nothing crazy. That hourly fair value gap here. Overshot it just a little bit, but that's fine. Okay, so we don't have any more news today. We had news pre-market. So now we're just trading price. I also like to have my midnight opening price on my chart. So let's see. Right there. So we're currently trading below that midnight open. Okay, your best buy setups are going to be below that midnight opening price, and your best opportunities to go short are going to be above that price level. So I like to keep that on my chart. This is your hourly fair value gap. For me to, if I was trading today, for me to feel comfortable going long, I would want to see us get above this new day opening gap. Have you tested inversion fair value gap? It's a pretty good trading strategy. I don't use it much, rarely ever, to be honest. Because in my opinion, like, if I have to look for an inversion fair value gap to find a setup, then my setup's just probably not there. Like, I'd rather just take a regular, let me take this off. Like, I'd rather take a regular fair value gap setup like this right here instead of using this fair value gap here, this CIBI. Like, if we don't have a fair value gap here to enter on, but we have this inversion fair value gap here, I'm not really looking at that. Like, I won't use that as a basis to get into a trade. It's just not for me. But I see a lot of people use inversion fair value gaps, and you know, they do pretty well. So to each their own. All right, dollar index is just hanging around inside of its 2 new day opening gaps. But again, I favor lower prices. I want to see us get below this one down here. Where's my... All right, trading down inside of that hourly fair value gap. We also have a couple inefficiencies here. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Wicking down into that. But I would want to see us get above this new day opening gap. If we do that, then I'll feel comfortable taking longs. And we would still be underneath that midnight opening price, which is a discount. I like this buy side up here. This is really clean, too smooth. Whenever I see consolidations like this, whenever we rally and we kind of top off with a consolidation, there's a lot of buy side resting above that, and these are equal highs up here. So I always like to use these as targets. Because as this whole thing is consolidating, going sideways, chopping around, traders are putting their stop losses above this consolidation. There's a lot of sentiment being built here before we drop. There's a lot of buy side. Right. Down close candle, potential bullish order block. I'm watching to see if that supports price. It's not a trade idea, but you want to watch to see if down close candles start to send price higher, because this is also a bearish order block here. So I'm watching this candle. So I don't use every PD array as an entry, but I do like to use it for insight. Helps me frame bias, direction. And note how this occurred during that 950 to 1010 macro. All right, trading down into the hourly fair value gap. We took out sell side underneath this low. We rallied all inside this 20-minute window here. So I'm paying attention to what we want to do. Let's see what ES is doing. Oh, goodness gracious. Moment of silence for people who trade S&P. Lord have mercy. S&P is not giving you an opportunity to make money so far. Taking out every single high and low. So far, that looks like a seek and destroy profile, which is classic on Thursdays of NFP. Goodness, that's tough. The Dow, much cleaner, clearly bullish, so I would like to see the Nasdaq match the energy of the Dow. But dollar, I want to see some weakness. So we overshot the opening price of this order block. That's fine. Whenever we have a long tail like this, I'm watching consequent encroachment of that wick, and that's what we traded into. But again, if I was trading today, I'm not interested in taking anything long until we get above here, this new day opening gap. But I'm watching all of these PD arrays to see if they're acting as support, looking for signs of bullish order flow. And then again, I really like these clean highs up here above this consolidation and the buy side above here. That's my draw. Consequent encroachment of this wick. The opening price on this candle is the exact price level of midpoint of this wick. Beautiful. So now after seeing the precision here, my mindset is I'm watching and observing if we keep these lows in place. If I'm looking for higher prices, I prefer to not see these lows taken out, because during that macro, we traded down beautifully into consequent encroachment. You see the bodies respecting it, and then we displace higher. So to maintain bullish order flow, I don't want to see this low taken out, preferably. Not a trade idea, but you're reading the price action to form a bias intraday. All right, now my focus is in this up candle here, up close candle, mitigation block. We have a low, high, and a higher low. This low fails to take out this one. So instead of a bullish breaker, this is potentially a mitigation block. So I'm watching to see if this up close candle provides any support. Opening price of this down close candle. The body is respecting that. Let's look at Forex real quick. Euro dollar's not doing much. Pound dollar. Somewhat heavy. USD CAD. Retracing. Dollar yen. Okay. We had a lot of people join while I wasn't looking. I usually like to greet everybody. Who I didn't get? Victor, Saber, Misto, Michael, Colvere, KP, Coco, King Glizzy. Who else? Jabs, Den, Ben, Mo. Good morning, y'all. Good morning. King Glizzy. Hey, that's his name. Well, I don't know. It could be King Lizzy or King Glizzy. I don't know. I don't judge. I just go with it. You gotta leave that up to him to explain himself. But no judgment zone. Good morning, Ben. So looking at dollar, how it's not showing any signs of weakness. I wanted to see us get below this new day opening gap. Instead, we're starting to rally, which makes it difficult to see higher prices in NQ. So I'm making a note of that. But lately, Nasdaq and the dollar have been moving together, which is problematic. And it's Thursday of NFP, so take that with a grain of salt. Ben, that's a cool dog in your profile picture. Some of y'all got some cool profile pictures, I'm not gonna lie. I'm rocking with y'all. So dollar index looking pretty bullish, pretty strong. S&P not really doing much. The Dow is actually still looking pretty momentous. Here's the Dow. Nasdaq sweeping the sell side underneath this low, trading once more into consequent encroachment of the hourly fair value gap. Also have a fair value gap here. But all in all, this price action, not the cleanest. But if we get above this high here, I'll treat this up close candle with the long wick. I'll treat that as a bullish breaker, but we have to get above that high. Just kind of chopping at the bit here. Gold, I'm on a buy position in gold. If you could check, I'm on side of the market. Let's see. I'm bullish on gold long term on the daily chart. I'll take a look real quick. Buy sell liquidity, next draw for gold. I like this up here. And we took out sell side. I like gold. I like these highs. These highs are clean. Not financial advice, but I like higher prices for gold right now. Let's go back to Nasdaq. No problem, bro. All right, so now what I'm watching for is one, I want to see us get above this high, treat this up close candle as a bullish breaker. And also, we have a balanced price range. So this single pass down with this fair value gap, this single pass up with this fair value gap, that in itself is a balanced price range. This fair value gap here is also a breakaway gap, so I prefer to see this entire range stay open, this entire inefficiency. But if we do trade down into it, ideally, I want to see consequent encroachment and below stay open. All right. So my focus is in this wick right here. And I want to see if this acts as support. Again, my focus is buy side above this consolidation and then buy side above here. If I was pressing buttons today, this is exactly how I would be interpreting price and waiting for a setup. Low, high, lower low, right here. That's your breaker. So I'm watching to see how we trade if we do trade at this breakaway gap. Because preferably you want to see the lower half of that stay open. So I'm using that as insight to see and get a feel for order flow. shoot. Whoops. My bad. All right, so see that right there? That's typically what you don't want to see. You prefer to see this stay open. It's fine if it trades all the way down to the low, but preferably in ideally clean conditions, smooth markets, you want to see this fair value gap stay open, most of it at least, and work in this higher one here. So it doesn't kill the entire trade idea that we completely reprice this fair value gap, but we're more bullish if we leave some of that open and then start to run. But typically, I rather not like to see this. This entire candle here is your breaker. Body's unwilling so far to close past that. Dow starting to break lower a little bit. S&P somewhat showing strength on the 1 minute. Nothing too trustworthy in my opinion. Let's see. Euro dollar, pound dollar breaking lower. Dollar index ripping higher, which makes it a little difficult for Nasdaq to post higher prices, but day of the week, Thursday of NFP. I also like that buy side target up here because this is Nasdaq's current all-time high. I feel like a lot of people are predicting the highs in the market whenever we form a high like that and retrace. So a lot of people are putting their stop losses above here, thinking NQ has topped out. They like to gamble and predict highs and lows. So this high right here is our all-time high currently. I would like to see that ran out. Get retail Rick up out of here. Order block and breaker block. Is it better to draw in wick or body? For breakers, I typically just do the whole candle. Like this candle here, I typically use the whole thing, unless sometimes, like in this instance, we have this long wick. I like to use the entire wick, but there's nothing wrong with using the entire candle. See now, if we take a look at the dollar index and notice how is looking strong and bullish and likely to take out buy side up here. Seeing this makes me hesitant to take longs in the Nasdaq, even though we're slowly working our way higher. So you have dollar moving somewhat in the same direction as the Nasdaq on Thursday of NFP week. In my opinion, not the best conditions to be pressing buttons, not with a live account at least. But you can still take advantage of these days by paper trading or doing what we're doing here, which is just tape reading, going over price, looking at the candles. Work on your skill set so that way when you trade clean markets, it's like clockwork. Or you can be like Shay and just completely get a winning trade like it's nothing. Shy, I'm sorry. Shy, not Shay. Shay says she's not trying to hear none of that. She caught a dub. Go ahead, Shy. That's crazy. I would remove some of your not financial, you know what, let me not say that. If I was in a position right now, not financial advice, I would move my stop to break even. That's what I would do. Why would I do that? We traded inside of this fair value gap here, and we also traded inside this new day opening gap. Shy, you're funny, man. I'm over here talking about how we shouldn't trade on days like today, low probability, and Shy just sends a screenshot of a winning trade. Like, shut up. That's funny. Good stuff, though. It's not bad price action for Thursday of NFP. We did have this small little consolidation here, but our bias was still bullish. And we're in a discount because we're below that midnight opening price. Remember, your best long setups, your best opportunity to go long and target buy side is going to be below that price level. And look at the Dow doing its own thing. Oh my gosh, S&P, RIP to whoever trades this. Goodness gracious. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry for y'all. The Dow breaking lower. Low resistance liquidity run. We do have a breaker in these last two up close candles. 5 minute, this up close candle is a breaker with the order block. So Dow just pushing lower, dollar somewhat making higher prices. S&P is consolidating. Nasdaq pushing higher slowly but surely. Forex pairs consolidating, pushing lower. Kind of a mixed market. Typical like days on days like today. Hey, Coco. Hey, y'all do y'all's thing, man. I'm not against anybody making money. Go ahead. Happy for y'all. It was just the timing. It was just the timing. It was funny. I was trying to help people not blow their accounts on trading low probability days. And then Shy's just like, take this. Easy work. That's what I'm talking about, Shy. Good stuff. And Shy, notice we talked about this a while ago. 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock is all you need. This 1 hour, you can make all the money you want. Find numerous setups in this 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hour. You don't have to trade from 9:30 all the way to 12, be in front of your screens for 3 hours. Like, you caught a great setup, and it's not even 11 o'clock yet. Keeps you from over trading. It's algorithmic. Like, it's nothing better than just sitting in front of your charts for an hour, finding a setup, and then let everybody else trade for the rest of the day while you go out to eat and do other stuff. It's nothing better. Nothing better. It's a beautiful trade too. Yes, trying to get less screen time to not get emotional. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, staying, like me, I can't stay in front of the charts for more than an hour and a half, 2 hours, because I would lose focus. I'll lose focus, and I just wouldn't be as locked in. I'll get tired and hungry and fidgety and stuff. So 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, like, it's perfect. All right. Watch this fair value gap here. If we trade into it, it's laying on top of that new day opening gap. I would like to see this fair value gap offer support. We also have this down close candle, which is a bullish order block. So I'm watching to see how we trade in this region. See if that takes us higher. And then again, this fair value gap with the order block is where below that midnight opening price. That's a discount. That's a discount. I think today's price action is better than yesterday. Yeah. I mean, yesterday's price action wasn't bad. It just didn't really give me an entry. Like, it consolidated for the first half of the morning, and then it just like ripped higher, and it didn't really give you a chance to get in. So it wasn't bad, unless you entered in that consolidation at the bottom. I mean, that was pretty much your only chance. But today, yeah, today wasn't bad. What makes days like today hard is when the other markets are doing completely different things, and you're battling with your psychology. Because if you're planning on taking longs in the Nasdaq, but the Dow is shooting higher, ES is consolidating, going sideways, and like markets are doing different things, the buy setup may look clean in the Nasdaq, but because the markets are doing other stuff, you can second guess yourself, and it just plays with your psychology. That's when you start closing trades early and doing all that other stuff, getting scared out of your trades. So in the past few days, there's been no perfect silver bullet. Patience is required. Yeah. Patience is key. Again, I'm watching this fair value gap and bullish order block we just traded into. I want to see if that takes us higher, but we traded above that midnight open, which is a premium. So price can retrace or reverse, because that is a premium objective. But for now, I still favor buy side. But I appreciate all y'all tuning in, man. I try to do a free live stream every week. I like having you guys tune in, go over price together. I know not everybody pays to be in the live streams. Not everybody trades Nasdaq anyway, so that would be kind of, useless. So I like to just do a free stream and come on here, see everybody else, get some new faces in the streams that I normally don't see. Man, S&P is just that's bad. That's that new day opening gap we're consolidating in. I still like these highs though. My bias for S&P isn't changing. That clean buy side, triple top. I want to see retail get smoked. Take that out. And again, it's an all-time high. So traders who like to pick tops in the market, they're jamming their stop losses right above these highs, thinking NQ has topped out. They want to take it lower. I'm not convinced we want to do that just yet. I prefer to get them up out of here and run their stop loss. Dow trading into that order block with the breaker. I'm watching to see if that offers support. Can I ask you if it's really important to compare Dow, ES, and NQ? I only use dollar index. You don't need it. You don't need, especially like me personally, like I'm about to just like take off the Dow because 9 times out of 10, the Dow is just doing its own thing. It's only 30 stocks in that index, so it's really loose and really fast and out of control. So I don't pay much attention to the Dow, but ES I pay attention to, and the dollar. In my opinion, all you really need is the dollar, NQ, and the dollar index. Like dollar going down, you want to see if Nasdaq's going up and vice versa. That's pretty much all you need. But I'm a little extra. Like I like to look at euro dollar, pound dollar, USD CAD, USD JPY, the indices, and the dollar, just because it gives me a better read of the market. But for you, if it's a lot easier to just have Nasdaq and dollar and it's working for you, hey, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as you're looking at the dollar and paying attention to it, at least like on the daily chart, to know, if dollar's bullish or bearish, and use that for framing setups in the Nasdaq, you'll be just fine. Tremaine, how do you think about the SMT form just now? SMT? What SMT? I'm not looking at any SMT in the ES. I'm just seeing ES as consolidation. So it has to be like with the Dow, if that's what you're talking about. Against MES, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not taking S&P serious right now. S&P is just going sideways. It's not doing anything, so I'm not looking at any S&T. If it was clean and it was moving, then I'll look at certain highs and lows. But ES is just running out every single high and low, kind of like seek and destroy. So to prevent myself getting chopped up, I just won't even pay it no mind. Like this is S&P. Trash. Watching buy side up here still, all-time highs. Oh, I forgot to. I was at Best Buy, getting a new laptop for cleaner streams and all that. And the guy at Best Buy asked me, he was like, "So like, what do you live stream? What do you do?" I told him I trade the stock market live, and I need something with a little more RAM, a little more power and storage because my live stream's been lagging and stuff. He was like, so you day trade and all that stuff. He was like, what do you trade? I said, I trade the Nasdaq. He was like, oh, I tried to trade a while ago, and he was like, I lost $800 in like 2 minutes, whatever. I was like, swear, what? I said, what you try to trade? He said gold. Immediately, I thought of Shy. I was like, this man's touching gold and doesn't know what he's doing. I'm like, man. And we just laughed. I was like, yep. Gold will do it to you. Gold will mess you up real quick if you don't know what you're doing. He was a cool dude, though. I'm going to stick around and see if Nasdaq runs his buy side. We're entering that profit-taking hour, okay, 10:50 to 11:10. And if you've been with us for at least a month now, I've been stressing that as you approach that 10:50 to 11:10 window, this is when you want to start scaling out of your position. So this is how I would manage this trade if I was in it. These highs up here, if you have multiple contracts on, I would pay myself as we run this high. So let's say I went long in here, or went long here or here. We form a swing high, we come off of it, form another high, come off of it a little bit, so we have equal highs. There's buy side liquidity being generated above these highs. As we run that, I would pay myself because we're getting closer to 11 o'clock, which typically retraces or takes out a short-term low before going higher. So you want to start running down some of your equity because these profit targets, once we get to 11 o'clock, these aren't guaranteed because by that point, you can see some sort of retracement or reversal. So if we run these highs, pay yourself. And then, of course, we have equal highs up here above this consolidation and buy side here. So time and price theory. You closed it off, $500. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Good stuff, Shy. See, that's discipline right there. That's discipline right there. Good stuff. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't say, I closed it, like 500 is enough for me. Yeah, good stuff, Shy. Good stuff. That's how you stay disciplined. That's how you make money, man. That's how you do it. All right, so now we're in that 1050 window. I'm watching to see. We just taken out this low. I want to see if we're reversing here or if this was a run on sell side for a possible continuation higher. But dollar's looking strong and bullish, so that could be problematic. Back inside that breaker. This down close candle here is a bullish order block. This is classic 1050 to 1110. I'm telling you, like go into your charts and just back test that 1050 to 1110 window. 9 times out of 10, it reverses or it takes out sell side before going higher. Or if you're bearish, it'll take out a short-term high before going lower. 1050 to 1110 all the time. I always preach scaling out of your position, taking some profits as you approach that 11 o'clock hour. Or else you're going to be sitting something like this and wishing you would have taken profit. But I'm watching this down close candle here. This is kind of like my last line of defense for higher prices. Can you explain macro time a little bit and edit it into YouTube? I can't understand about 60% English listening. I have a macro video on YouTube. I'll send it in here. I made it a while ago, but if you ask me, it's a hidden gem. I'll send it in the chat. Hold on. Let me find it. It was a few months ago. All right, I just found it. Hold on. Army, if I'm saying that right, welcome to the Discord. I see you just joined like 10 minutes ago. Glad to have you in your first live stream. All right, Eason, I just sent a video how I use ICT macros to find high probability setups. If you want to learn how I like internalize macros, that video, I'm telling you, banger, straight banger. No problem, bro. Isn't that beautiful? The respect of that bullish order block with the bodies. Gorgeous. Again, the rules are still the same. If you caught longs down here or here, it would be wise to pair yourself above these equal highs. That's minor buy side liquidity, assuming we run out these highs, of course. Don't know if anyone else has this problem, but for me, it seems like whatever I'm in a winning trade, it takes forever to smack TP. But when I'm offside, my stop loss is hit within minutes. It's very frustrating. Part of that is probably mental. Like, it feels like price is taking forever to hit your TP because you're anxious and you're nervous. So, like, you may be in a trade for 5 minutes, but that 5 minutes feels like 8, 9, 10 minutes just because you're anxious and you're scared to get stopped out. So you want price to just hurry up and like rip to your take profit. And when it doesn't rip in 5 large bullish candles, like, you think it's taking too long, but honestly, that's just your mental. And then as far as like trades hitting your stop loss, I mean, it's just a losing trade. It happens. But typically, like right here, sometimes in my videos, I'll say like I want to see speed above this high, or like I would like to see speed above these highs up here. Those are probably instances where your stop loss just gets ran through. Because when we have buy side like this, I like to see speed through that. And ICT said a while ago, it's in my notes somewhere, but preferably when you run out minor buy side liquidity like this, or if you have a retracement here and it's like internal range, you want to see this high blasted through with a lot of speed, a lot of momentum. So you're losing trades, you're probably on just the wrong side. But I mean, the way he taught it, he said it was algorithmic because Smart money doesn't want you to pull your orders. Like if we slowly reach for buy side, if we slowly just get up here, or like this buy side up here, we take forever getting up there, traders are going to start pulling their orders, and that liquidity, that volume is leaving the market. But if we quickly snap up there, large, a lot of speed, and tag that buy side here, here, or here, then we don't give retail the opportunity to pull those orders. So that's how he explained it, and that's kind of how I internalize it. So that's my 2 cents. Now this is the balanced price range here. Preferably, I don't want to see us trade down into this area. It's balanced. There's really no need to. We have this single pass down with this fair value gap, single pass up with this fair value gap. There's no reason for price to want to come down here unless we were reversing and looking for lower prices. So if we're still bullish and looking for buy side, I don't want to see this fair value gap traded to. I like this fair value gap up here, and it's laying on top of that new day opening gap. Trading into it there, buy a tick, not a deal breaker, no big deal, but preferably for the most ideal, strongest bullish order flow, I'd rather see this stay open, but I'm watching to see if this range offers support. If we take out this low, then we're likely reversing, which is typical as we hit 11 o'clock and we have sell side, all these lows. All right, see you, Shy. No problem. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you in the next one. What percentage of your profit was last month? I only made 4% gains in May. I think I do better. 4%, there's nothing wrong with 4%. 4% is good. Last month, well, I just passed my top step combine, and I needed 6% to do that, but I risked my personal account a little different. It took me like a month and a half to pass that combine, risking 0.5%. So what is that? Maybe like close to 4 or 5% last month on a combine, but I risked 1% to 2% on my personal account. So if you double that, I haven't went over my stats for last month. We're in our first week of June. I'm assuming it's close to like 7%, 6 or 7. So far, I'm off to a rough start this month though, 0-4. But I keep my risk small. Like I lost 4 trades in a row, but I'm only down like 1.5%, 1.5%, which is very minimal. I could get that back in one trade. So I risk my personal account different than I risk my funded account. Funded account, one contract, very low risk. But my personal, I like to have a little bit of money to shop with. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type in the chat. Unless one of y'all want to hop on here, turn on your mic and chat it up. I think those permissions are turned off, I think. But if somebody wants to come on here and just have a little chat, I can unmute you. What's a good broker to use for personal? I am not a representing broker. I would never recommend anybody to any broker. But for me and what I use, I like TradeStation. But do your own research. TradeStation, for me, like it gives me no problems on TradingView. I never have any issues with execution. They have live chat support. Like if there's any funny business going on, they always take care of me. Withdrawals, deposits really fast. Sometimes I get my withdrawals same day or like the next day. It'll be my bank account. So they're very professional, great broker. That's what I use. I always advise you to look into that on your own though. All right, we'll give it to about like 11:15. If we haven't run out the buy side by then we'll go ahead and call it a stream. But we'll stick around for a little bit. See you, Victor. Again, if you're holding your longs throughout here and you didn't scale out as you approach that 10:50 to 11:10 window, you have to sit through this retracement, clearing sell side again, which is typical as we hit 11. All right, if we're bullish, expect lows to be ran out before seeing a continuation as you approach this time window. Classic happens all the time. All the time. So I would trade both a prop firm account and that's exactly what I do. When I live stream, I'm trading my funded account on my laptop, but I have a monitor and I'm trading my personal account on my monitor with TradeStation. But you can't be logged in to two brokers on TradingView, which sucks. Like I wish I could trade the prop firm on TradingView on my laptop and trade my personal funds on TradingView with my monitor, but you can't be logged in to two different brokers. So I use TradingView for a top step, and then I use the TradeStation platform, which is I trade on TradeStation on my monitor. It's a lot to manage sometimes. That's why when I'm live streaming and I'm taking a trade, I'll go quiet for a little bit because I'm managing my stop loss and my position on my monitor while trying to focus on my laptop. Have you heard of Notion for journaling? Yeah, I've heard of it. But to me, I'm big on like handwritten journaling. I just like writing. I'm not into all the extra razzle dazzle. I like to keep it simple. I never used it though. Maybe like in my earlier years, like my first or second year of trading, I would have used Notion. I think it would have been helpful. But at this point, trading is kind of like repetitive. It's the same thing every day. So I mainly just journal like my emotions and like my psychology and just keep screenshots of the AM session. I just want screenshots. I have screenshots on a flash drive too. That's what I do. Like all my screenshots, all my trade executions, winning trades, losing trades, I have them all in folders on my flash drive that I keep with me. And I have extra copies, like my ICT notes and all that. I have them all on a flash drive. And I have them loaded up in my Google Drive. So that way, if like if I'm on the road or like traveling or I'm just out of the house and I just feel like opening up my notes or my screenshots, I'll have it on my Google Drive and I'll just look at it. Why is my friend calling me right now? Hold on. Should I answer this FaceTime on stream? He be saying some reckless stuff. What's up, bro? Hey, I'm on live stream right now, so don't say nothing crazy.
Oh, okay, yeah, I figured. All right, I'll call you later.
All right. I wasn't taking a chance. I had to cut him off right away. He be saying some stuff that. I'm good. Mess around, get me banned from YouTube. We all had that. No, for real. We'll stick around to 11:15. Price is getting kind of stagnant. Admittedly, I want to see that buy side ran out just for the satisfaction of calling it live on stream. I like this new day opening gap offering support. The body's respecting that. Oh, tomorrow we have a lot of new people in here. Friday group discussion tomorrow 11:30 Eastern time. So like right now it's 11:10, like 20 minutes after like right now, but tomorrow Friday group discussion. So if you guys don't mind, like either here in the chat room or like in the Discord regular chat room, leave topics about what you want to talk about. For those who are new, every other Friday we talk about psychology, trading, like life outside the markets, fears, goal setting, like anything that has to do with life outside the markets that can affect your trading. We like to sit down for about an hour and just have like a group discussion. It's an open floor. Everybody could talk, listen in, tune in if they want to. So leave topics if you're going through something psychology wise or whatever, drawdown, whatever it is. We'll talk about it tomorrow. It's a good discussion. So I'll set a reminder out in the chat room, but it should be good. Man, S&P is nasty. If we take out this low, we'll call it a wrap. But appreciate you guys sticking with me through this one. This is a long stream. Me personally, I don't even like sitting in front of the charts this long past 11 o'clock, but appreciate y'all sticking around. Y'all are some real ones. No problem, no problem. This is why I can't trade for like 3 hours in front of my laptop. Like, I just get bored. I can't do it. 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock is all you need. No problem, guys. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. I still have my focus on buy side up here. Will I get tagged in the AM session, during lunch, PM session, or maybe tomorrow? I don't know. But I still favor new all-time highs in the Nasdaq. But as we approach 11 o'clock, obviously got that reversal that we talked about. Not bad price action today, but hopefully you guys learned something. Hopefully it was a little bit insightful for you. I will upload this whole stream unedited on YouTube if you want to watch it later, or if you tuned in a little late. I have that in there. Paid members, subscribers, we're back pressing buttons tomorrow at 9:30. Right, we'll let NFP do its damage at 8:30, and we'll go in and look for a setup and see what we get tomorrow. Everybody else, appreciate y'all, man. Love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will see you guys hopefully in the group discussion tomorrow at 11:30, and that's about it. Love y'all. If you're still trading, best of luck to you. Don't go too hard today. All right, it's pretty much a low probability day as we head into NFP tomorrow. All right, peace and love. I'll catch you guys in the next one.